Rosh Hashanah Daf Chav Gimel, how's everybody doing? We were learning about the torches that they light in Eretz Yisrael to tell the people in Chutz La'aretz and Bavel that it's Rosh Chodesh. The reason why we don't light these torches on a full month, on a month that has 30 days, is because that could bring to people keeping an extra day of Rosh Hashanah unnecessarily, because they'll be waiting for the torch that comes out if it's a 30-day month, where in fact it was only a 29-day month and they only had to keep one day. The halacha is that they use wood that's made out of cedar. According to Rav Yehuda, there are 4 types of erez, 4 types of cedar. Rabba Bar Avuna says there are 10 types. Interestingly, one of the 10 is almoig, which is coral. In fact, it's not really a tree, it grows in the sea. But the Gemara tells us that it was so valuable, it had double the value of silver. So what they would do is they would take 6,000 people and work them for a whole year to fill up a giant ship with sand, sink the ship to the coral, tie the coral to the ship, then unload all the sand. The ship would become buoyant and would be able to lift up the coral, and then they would sell the coral. And that was in the ports of Rome. But in the ports of Paras, the Persian ports, over there they were able to go down, the divers would go down and bring up pearls. And they called the port of kingdom. Rabbi Yochanan says in the future, HaKadosh Baruch Hu is going to return every tree, every pine tree that the Goyim took out of Yerushalayim is going to return. Talmid Chachamim, who have a lot of Torah knowledge and they don't teach others, says the Gemara, it's like hadas that smells really good and it's wasted in the desert. And some say that if a Talmid Chacham teaches people that are like the desert, the Amaratzim, it's chaviv, it's beloved HaKadosh Baruch Hu, like a good smelling hadas. The famous pasuk, V'nikesi damam lo nikesi. Perhaps we don't read it correctly. The correct way to read it is V'nikesi, period. HaKadosh Baruch Hu is going to forgive and wipe out the averos of the Goyim. But damam lo nikesi, he will not forgive them ever on the blood that they spilled of the Gedolim, of Rebbe Kiva and his friends. When we're talking about in the Mishnah that they would light these torches on 5 different mountains, Reb Shimon ben Elazar says it's 8 mountains. It's another 3 mountains. So some say that what he meant is, in between the 5, he added another 3. And some say no, he was talking about a different direction. The Mishnah was talking about 5, let's say to the right, he's talking about a 3 to the left. Between each and every mountain there's 8 parsa. But after the Churban Abayis, the ways became a lot longer and a lot more complicated. Says the Mishnah, there was a giant courtyard in Yerushalayim where they would put out a great feast, a lot of food for all the Eidim that came from all over to testify about the new moon. We want to get them used to come, so we fed them well. And this courtyard was called Beis Yazik, and the Gemara is a suffix. Is this a derogatory lashon or it's a nice lashon? On the one hand, you give them good meals. On the other hand, they're stuck there. They can't go anywhere on Shabbos because they came from out of the Tchum. In fact, Rabbi Gamliel gave all these people 2,000 amma from this courtyard in every direction, as if the courtyard is their dwelling place. The same halacha would apply to a nurse, to a Hatzalah guy, to a doctor, to a fireman, somebody that's going to save. They have 2,000 amma in each direction. Says the Mishnah, so the witnesses come along, we take the first pair, and we take the older in the first pair, and we interrogate him first. All the other pairs, says the Mishnah, we pretend that we're interrogating them. We ask them a few questions so that they don't feel bad that they came for nothing. If one of the witnesses says that he saw the dark side of the moon facing the sun, we know that's impossible, so it's possible. His this is possible. As the pasuk says, Rabbi Yochanan says, that the sun has never seen the pgima, the indentation of the moon and the indentation of a rainbow. The rainbow always faces away from the sun. Have a wonderful day.